You had no right to speak to me that way at breakfast.
Didn't I? It's still morning and you're drunk already.
Thanks to you.
Doctor, as you yourself must know, blaming others for one's own faults is a favorite trick of the alcoholic.
You cloak yourself in religion, but you're the most unchristian woman I've ever met. You're a devil! A devil, do you hear me?
I'm certain everyone can hear you, Doctor. Eavesdropping is impolite, Mr. Narracott, but under the circumstances, I'm glad you overheard.
Enjoying the break in the weather, Miss Brent?
This island has only two types of weather, gloomy and slightly less gloomy. I am taking advantage of this brief, slightly less respite.
You were pretty hard on Dr. Armstrong.
No more than he deserved. I only wonder that he didn't kill more people operating drunk than that one woman Owen mentioned. Cleese, was it?
Armstrong was trying to help you at breakfast.
I do not require his help, or yours. The Lord is mindful of his own. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror at night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
You are the next logical victim, Miss Brent.
I disagree. Owen's bee sting might be many things. One of my knitting needles, perhaps. Even I have a needle. I suspect the doctor has one of those in his medical bag. Besides, I'm confident that Angel didn't pass the over.
Anything else that might be important?
I can't vouch for its importance, but something rather annoying has happened.
What?
Someone has taken my grey wool. All of it. I won't be able to finish this shawl without it.
Good day, Miss Brent.
No, you cad!
Her moods are as changeable as the weather.
You keep away from her.
Relax, old boy. For some reason, the lady seems to prefer you. I seem to have underestimated you. I wonder if Owen has too.
Are you okay, Vera?
Yes, I'm fine. I just don't know who to trust.
You can trust me.
So you say.
I have nothing more to say to her. I can't take that apart.
You just keep your distance.
I'm not your enemy.
That's as may be, but I'm trusting no one.
Did you discover anything?
Perhaps I did, but I think I'll keep it to myself if you don't mind.
All right, I've had it. I need to find a way off this island once and for all, and the sooner the better. Now is not the time for chatter. I think I would be better off working this out on my own. The time for talk has passed. I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook. I don't think she's in the mood for conversation.
These will work splendidly.
How is the parachute coming along?
When it's done, I will let you know, Mr. Narracott.
That is all, Miss Brent. How is the parachute coming along?
It's done, Mr. Narracott.
Thank you, Miss Brent. They don't get along. I should have thought of that sooner. I can't say I'm ecstatic about this enterprise, but here goes nothing. I didn't even come close to the mainland. Lucky that buoy was out there, or I'd have drifted out to sea. There was a metal box affixed to it, quite recently from all appearances. It looked like some sort of homing beacon. Blast! I'm beginning to think this island is impossible to leave. I'd best return to the house to dry off before I catch my death. I don't want to do Owen's work for him.
Quickly, someone! Miss Brent was screaming. It sounded like it came from the apiary.
I'd better get moving.
Horrible, horrible. Those welts on her face. Horrible way to die. Will you gentlemen carry her back to her room? I don't feel quite myself.
6 little sailor boys playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one, and then there were 5. Another rhyme fulfilled. But why?
Why? Surely you don't believe all that rot about her innocence.
No, but she was rightfully afraid of bees. Why would she come out here, of all places?
Maybe Owen carried her.
From the front patio? In broad daylight? How could we be certain no one would see? And it'll take both of us to carry her back.
There is something no one's thought of. What if Owen has an accomplice?
Chapter 6. 5 little sailor boys going in for law. One got in chancery, and then there were 4. One more of us acquitted. Too late.
So she wasn't passed over after all. I could have told her that wasn't likely to happen.
It's almost more than I can bear to stay in the house. 5 gone now. 5 lying in their rooms under those sheets. Cold. Forever cold now.
Steady on, Vera. We can't lose our grip now.
Bleak House by Charles Dickens is a scathing indictment of the Chancery Court. Until it was merged with the common law courts in 1873, at its worst, cases of estates and inheritances could carry on for the entire lifetimes of those involved. To get caught in Chancery Court literally might have meant one could die there. I can't help but feel that Mr. Owen has that particular fate reserved for me. My time would appear to have come.
Miss Brent refused protection. At least what mortal hands could provide. Will you, Judge?
Not at all. I welcome it. My days on this earth may be few at this point. All the more reason I relish every one.
But it was the participants in the cases whom the Chancery Court often crushed, not the judges.
An interesting point, Miss Claythorne. I'll certainly have to think that over. There is another point I'd like to make.
There usually is.
One of us is a murderer. Everything must be done to safeguard the 4 of us who are innocent. Mr. Lombard, you have a gun.
I'll be damned if I'll give up my revolver.
Happily, there are enough of us still alive to force the issue if necessary.
Oh, very well, then since you could take it out, it's in the drawer of the table by my bed. I'll get it. I'll just keep you company if you don't mind.
What can we do to best protect you, Judge?
We must protect each other. Miss Claythorne is right. It may be only my ego insisting I'm the next victim. Even if I am, Owen is running out of time. Your brother is certain to raise the alarm if you don't return tomorrow. That means a boat, weather providing. Owen still has much to accomplish before then. If I'm guarded, he may well pass me over. Perhaps drop his little rhyming schemes entirely. The innocent among us are all equally at risk.
What's your opinion about how Miss Brent got to the apiary?
That one point has been worrying me like a bit of beef stuck between my teeth. It seems obvious to me that she wasn't carried. She was lured there. How, I don't know. But it had to be by the one person amongst us she would trust implicitly.
But who would that be?
I'm afraid my deliberations have come to focus on you, Miss Claythorne.
If you gentlemen will excuse me.
Vera, you shouldn't be alone.
As long as Philip and Mr. Bloor are together, and you three remain together, I'm perfectly safe.
Good evening, Judge. How are you holding up, Doctor?
What? Oh, fine, fine. Never better.
What can you tell me about Miss Brent's death?
Multiple bee stings, severe allergic reaction. She never stood a chance.
Any idea how she got out of the apiary?
Walked, I expect. Oh, I see what you mean. Not the place I'd choose for a stroll if I was allergic. Must have been lured somehow. Or coerced.
That is all for now, Dr. Armstrong.
Snooker, Doctor?
I'm not sure I could give you much of a game. Hands are a little shaky. But I'll try if you like.
Excellent.
It was in that table, I tell you.
I'm going to search you whether you like it or not.
You fool! Can't you see the lock's been forced?
Narracott, will you help me search him?
I won't resist. Not even a stray bee.
And you, Mr. Narracott? Go right ahead.
Nothing. That leaves Armstrong, the judge, or Miss Claythorne.
The killer could have simply hidden it somewhere.
I'm going to search everyone anyway, and if it's hidden, I'll find it. And I'm starting in here, if Mr. Lombard has no objections. Help yourself. Try not to make too much of a mess. There's no Rogers anymore to clean up. Vera may be taken with your conversation, Mr. Narracott. I'm not.
I'll talk with you some more later. I promise.
Stay back. I'm warning you.
Well, Doctor?
A dangerous game. If it fails...
Ah, Mr. Narracott. Any luck finding the revolver?
None.
Mr. Bloor has searched us, and I heard Miss Claythorne yelling at him to watch his hands earlier, so I suspect she's been searched as well.
The murderer has had plenty of time to devise a hiding place. I don't fancy it will be easily found. If you'll excuse us, we'll continue our game.
What's this? There's something written on the bottom of Narracott's plate. Solidiamide. Solidiamide?
My dear sir, that is a deadly poison. Owen has undoubtedly poisoned you.
Is there an antidote?
Yes, turpentine oil, but I have none in my bag.
I don't feel anything yet. How long do I have?
You won't feel anything until you can't feel anything. You have an hour or so, I'd estimate. No more. A patent medicine for rheumatism and minor aches and pains. I never prescribe it. It can cause a nasty rash if over-applied. But there may be some in the house. Beastly night again. I can't see why anyone would want to build a house here.
With war coming on, it may be useful as a coastal watch post.
The generator again.
No one's going out in that squall to repair it this time.
Obviously, the waiting is over. Mr. Owen has made his next move. We mustn't let our guards down. Only one of us can be alone. The rest must always stay together until that person returns.
May I claim that privilege, Judge? I'd like to go get my wrap.
Of course, my dear, but don't be long.
I shan't.
Do you really think there'll be a war, Judge? I don't see it myself. One world war should have shown any sensible person the folly of such a course.
My dear doctor, if there's one thing I believe Mr. Hitler is not, it is a sensible person.
That was Vera screaming. I think it was coming from her bedroom. There's a wind coming from Vera's room. Ow! That sounded like it came from the dining room.
He's been shot. Death must have been instantaneous.
The figures! Look at the centerpiece!
They say trouble comes in threes. It would appear that they are correct. First poison, then the generator, and a poor judge. The generator appears to be broken. The generator appears to be broken.